I just realized something. I don't think my camera's plugged in. No, it isn't. Give me a quick second. Ugh. Ah. Eh. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are probably just imagining whatever the heck you want. See, is it working? Hello? Okay, give it a moment. I'm pretty sure it's going to catch up. I'm going to go turn on one of my lights so it's, I got a little more lighting in here, or at least a little better lighting in here anyway. I'll give you a second. Okay, let's get this flipped over. There. Now people will know. Hopefully I won't get disturbed. Okay, let's see. Is it still not working? It's still not working. Ah, gotta itch my ear here for a quick second. Glad nobody had to see that. Alright, let's see what happens when I try to mess around with this. Give me a quick second. I gotta try switching over to Elgato Game Capture HD, even though I haven't used that capture card in a long time. There we go! Is that better? Now you don't have to use your imaginations about what's going on over here. What? It's nothing suspicious, I swear. I swear. Okay? I swear by the bottom of my heart, it was nothing suspicious. All I was doing was turning on that light over there, which is a little bit in the frame of the camera. I should probably push that out of the way. Yeah, I should probably push that out of the way. Give me a quick second. That better? Not causing a blinding light? Good. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It's creating a bit of a glare, though. Let's rotate it just a little bit. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay, we're gonna adjust the lighting here real quick. Like, set, and there we go. Okay. And voila! Now I'm all prepared, because I didn't get myself prepared beforehand, which of course is kind of a bad thing. I really should be slapped in the face for that. But, you know, as I said before, the very first thing I'm probably going to do when I start this stream is learn how to paint grass. Because I'm trying to get a few textures, and, well, okay, to show you my first few textures don't look all that good. Okay, oh, I can get rid of this now. There we go, I don't need it. Yeah, this is my grass texture. This is the quarter texture, or at least one of the quarter textures. I just kind of did this, the wall with dirt, and I mean, the dirt don't look too bad, but the rest of it kind of looks iffy. That's his... Okay, yeah, I'm not exactly proud with it, and it doesn't exactly tile very well either when I put it into the game engine either, which, if I had to show you, well, actually, I gotta change these over to 180. Give me a quick second. At least I know a quick trick to do this, because it's not set off the 160, it's set by 180. There we go. But I'm pretty sure this is going to look ugly. This is not going to look pretty. Trust me. Prepare yourselves. I kind of want something that looks seamless. It looks nice to look at, but still have like a bit of a hand-painted vibe to it, you know? Something like that, you know? Kind of give it its own charm, its own aesthetic, if you want to say so. Something that, you know, would stick in the minds of people. Yeah, see, this is what I got, which, I mean, honestly, even Minecraft looks better. Is there a reason that you, have a... Oh, wait. Okay, let's see here. Make such a large textures? Well, part of the reason is actually because I kind of... If I do to... Okay, I gotta think here for a quick second here. I gotta think about what I'm trying to say here. Okay, part of the reason why I'm making large textures is only due to the fact that really, artistically, I kind of wanted to have, like, some high fidelity art, sort of, in this sort of sense. Granted, I know it's not always possible. In some cases, there's gonna Wait, what? That's supposed to stop right there. Why the heck did it go through? Is my roof not working? Oh no, it's still working. Yeah, I added a roof feature too off stream. Just so you know. So basically there are going to be some platforms that you can't jump through, which would be fine. It adds on to the strategy and probably adds on to a little bit of fun going like, huh, how do I get up there? But anyway. Okay, gotcha. All you have to do is get... Gosh dang it, I really hate how the live chat gets kind of blocked on OBS by the stupid little heart emoji thing that YouTube decided to put down here. Why did they put it down here? Okay, fine. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to go pop out. Thank you. So I can read the chat. There we go. All you have to do is get rid of the corners. It looks pretty good. Wait, really? I didn't think it looked all that good, but yeah. Honestly, the idea was to kind of have it like a bit rounded, but also so that when it reaches the end, it has like a little bit of a rounded corner to it. And then also have it so that it can stylize together and just look like one big old unit instead of having look like a whole bunch of blocks the way it is. But I think I'm probably going to have to go back and redo this. However, I'm probably going to be... This is probably like the first out of a few tile steps that I'm probably going to be making. Because I do have like an idea of how I want to do the first part of this game. And primarily, I kind of want to have it so that the player starts out on the bottom, but the bottom basically has most of the easy stuff, the stuff that you can usually just access by jumping. You know, something like that. Okay, good. I was worried about it falling through this. I was worried about falling through the world. More advice: I make the grass a part of your tile be the bottom half of your brown tile, and the top half be the grass. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Probably would be the best idea. Bottom half be dirt. Yeah. Yeah, the bottom half be dirt. Though, honestly, the dirt tiles actually don't look all that bad. I'm actually kind of surprised. Granted, again, they do need to kind of blend in together so they don't look like they're a bunch of blocks strewn together, but I can work on that. I can totally work on that. I'm trying to go for a bit of an artistic approach here. Alright, so... Whoops, I forgot. I don't have a pause button. I have the pause button disabled. Well, technically, I don't have the pause button disabled. I really haven't implemented a pause button yet. And then, of course, I also kind of want to have a feature within the pause menu so that it goes like, hey, do you want to go back to the menu or keep playing, you know? Or at least so that if somebody wants to take a breather, they can pause the game and just do something else and then come back and then keep doing what they were doing, you know? Okay, so far, that's kind of what I got. But like I said, I think I am not very pleased with... I'm not pleased with this one. I'm not pleased with this one. And I'm also not pleased with this one. Though, granted, I think you could probably get what the effect is. I'll at you in the server. Oh, okay then. You're really working those EGA style graphics, aren't you? That's actually pretty impressive. If you are the user that I think you are. Your profile picture looks the same on the Discord, so... Wait, no data. Oh, no, 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 no! No, not again. Not again. Why, YouTube? Why? Please don't end. Please don't end. Okay, it's saying extra... Okay, is it good or is it bad? Let me... Okay, is it doing well or is it going bad? I want to know, YouTube. Quit being wishy-washy like this. Alright. But yeah, you did a pretty good job with that. You're really working the EGA graphics, though. Oh, Okay. Ah. Okay, I see. Hold on. I'm dragging this over here so I can read it. So the top half would be grass and the bottom half with the tile would be dirt. It can just lead to the more seamless modern look. You can mash the tiles together too. No need to be fancy in the blocking stage. Well, fair enough. Understandable. Okay then. Well, okay, here's the idea. Basically, part of the problem is that I have my player going through the ground, but I don't know. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get the snapping to work on that one. I've experimented around with snapping before on platforms, and, well, I've had some pretty disastrous results with that, to say the very least. So, to say that I don't have nightmares with it is kind of an understatement, but, yeah, okay then. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that then. I guess I'll try that then. Okay, switching over to monitor 3. And Kirta's up! I got my little pen for my tablet. For my drawing tablet. Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need to have... I don't know if I like this brush. Yeah, I don't think I like this brush very much. I mean, sure, it may have its uses, but I don't think it'll work out for what I'm trying to do here. So let's just do that. Okay, oop, that's a little too far. Okay, I just need to figure out a brush that would work out perfectly for this. Let's see, let's go back into my art kit. Let's try this one. No, come on, work with me. I mean, this one doesn't do that bad for a grass effect. I mean, but it does seem a little bunched together, doesn't it? Let's see, what else could I try? Let's try experimenting around here just a little bit. I have a tutorial up on YouTube, but my biggest problem is... Oh, yeah, I forgot. I had this in the way. Yeah, if you see this is basically... Okay, then. That's basically meant for animation. That's pencil. Well, I don't think that would work. Probably work for dirt, but it wouldn't work for anything else. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Wood fiber. Let's try that. No. Yeah, I don't think that would work. Hearts wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. The eraser heart wouldn't work. Not that I ever use the eraser heart anyway. Let's try crayon. Nope. It looks more like a spray paint to me. This? Oh, wait. That's just a smudging. Nope. That wouldn't work either. Let's see. There's gotta be better art. There's gotta be, Okay, I see the Benny ones. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. I wrote hill with the Benny markers. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, alright. Although those are probably used for calligraphy. Let's see, the tutorial that I found online about this, about how to paint grass.
A few easy ways to paint of our upcoming tutorials.
This lady could probably work as an ASM artist.
Painting long blades of grass using a fan brush. And
basically, she suggests a fan brush, but I don't see anything like that in here. Let's see, what do we got? Bristles hairy, bristles squared, block textured, block wet, bristle delta, bristle large. Okay, we gotta find a fan brush in here somewhere. Wait, I gotta search. Why couldn't I just do that? F-A-N. Well, that's some kind of wonderful. Well, I guess I could go for bristles flat rough, but does it tilt? Yeah, unfortunately it tilts. I gotta turn off the tilt. Hold on. Thankfully I got a way to customize. Oh, there's a way to customize this. Ah, there we go. Okay, so what we need to do is turn off rotation. There we go. Aha! And... okay, we need rotation, but we need it not to be completely random like that. What we need to do is to turn off drawing angle. Lock drawing angle. Can we, there we go. Okay, but we're not locking it to 90 degrees like that. We're going to be trying to rotate it here. Maybe a little off kilter of nigh high, probably 30 degrees. Try 30 degrees. Actually, that doesn't work at all. That actually could work. But let's increase the angle just by... nope. Nope. Clear this off. There we go. I think that's what I want. There we go. Now, why is it not... okay, let's save new brush shape. Sure, we'll just save it as copy. There we go. Good news about this type of a lot of game art is painting adjacent. Oh yes, definitely. I mean, there were some games that were done off of quick sketches. Actually, come to mind, King's Quest was one of them. The early King's Quest, you know, the original back in the 1990s, which, you know, yeah.
Blades of grass using this brush in its skinniest up and down positioning. Be sure to load up the brush with leaf green.
Okay.
Flick your brush up and away at a slight arc to create each blade of grass.
So, up and away at a slight arc.
Change the orientation of the grass blades slightly. This will take some layering to accomplish, so try to have patience as you work. Let the paint dry as needed and use variations of green to achieve depth. Did you catch that technique?
Why is it doing this still? It shouldn't be doing that!
Let's move on to method number 2, which is creating patches of grass using a fan brush. For this technique, you'll need a fan brush and leaf green paint to start. Load up your fan brush with leaf green and orient the paintbrush
trying to figure this out.
Position like you see here. Apply the paint to the canvas using a
okay, we're gonna turn on the grid though. Show grid. There we go.
Where the paint breaks up will help you quickly create short patches of grass. Layer is needed until it fills the area required for your painting.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna...
mix a darker green by adding a bit of brown to leaf green or by scooping up some brown paint with the same fan brush that just applied green paint to the canvas. Paint even shorter upward brush strokes to add some depth to the grass while the green paint is still wet. You can go back and forth between green and brown to achieve realism using a wet-on-wet painting technique. Keep on working until you like the look. Method number 3 is painting blades of grass using a flat brush. For this method, you'll need leaf green paint and a 1/2 inch or smaller flat brush, like this. Using a flat brush in its skinniest orientation, which is up and down, will help when utilizing this technique. Similarly to the fan brush method, apply green paint using a flicking motion at a slight arc to paint blades of grass quickly. As you work, you can paint singular blades next to one another, or paint patches that meet one another eventually. It's easy to create variations by painting longer blades or by switching up the angle of the arc and/or the height of the grass. Continue onward to layer blades of grass to create depth of imagery. As a bonus, we'd like to teach you how a detailer brush helps to add realism to these techniques. Small detailer brushes like this will help you add...
Give me a second here, I'm trying to work on something.
...any patch or blade of grass. Using a variation on green with the detailer brush helps to add a slight shadow and natural realism to these techniques. This simple step adds dimension to any of the methods shown here today. We hope you learned something new today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share this with a creative friend who may need it. Consider subscribing to Acrylic Arts Academy to see even more helpful videos like this.
Don't know why I keep pressing Control Z.
We invite you to start your acrylic painting journey today by visiting acrylicartsacademy.com/free courses. We have guided courses by subject that have been designed with beginners in mind. Join us.
Let's see if we can try to create this type of brush here. Actually, that isn't too bad. Actually, I think that looks a little better. Wouldn't you think? Yeah, I think that would work. I still don't think that's working out very well, is it? Okay, never mind. That was a bust. That was a major bust. I suppose that could work. Granted, though, it's probably going to have to be a little bit random here. Okay, and then we're going to go a bit of a lighter green. Go somewhere in between that too, add a little bit of depth to this. What do you think so far? Does you think it's looking kind of appealing there? Looking like grass? Or kinda like grass anyway? Okay. Probably should turn on some music. Alright, now I'm just gonna try a piece of ground texture in here. Yes, insert as new layer. I'm going to put it behind that one, but I am going to do okay, and I need to crop the layer. I think that's cropping the image. See if I can... Okay, we're gonna remove that layer. There we go. And that should work. Darker color to define some of the blades of the grass. Other than that, it looks pretty good. You could try a dark teal or something like that. Oh. Okay then, let's see. So a dark teal. Try that. Let's see. Oh wow! Actually, that does help. That does look really good. Okay, yeah, that actually improved it a lot. Thank you. I mean, it was just a little bit, but, you know, a little bit can go a long ways, you know? Alright. Actually, I will save this to the art kit, because it's probably the best idea. And of course I can find it whenever I need it. I'm gonna put a light shading over the dirt. Probably not too much though. Maybe just a light hint of... Actually, that should work. Real life glass isn't just green right, so we had to add some other color to give it a natural shadow. Fair enough. Same thing for your dirt. You can take the brown and give it a reddish shadow, or a purple even, if it's subtle enough. Well, yeah, that's... Well, actually, I didn't thought of using the red, but okay. Yeah, like... Try red, orange, 11. Like... Something like that? Actually, that does work out really well. That looks out better. Actually, that looks better than the dirt texture I already have. Oh, okay. Well, then we're just gonna export this. We're just gonna call this grass new. So when I compile it into the spreadsheet later, I know what to do. Okay then. Wait, what? That can't be right. There! Okay. There we go. It's less flat now. But onto the right track. Okay then. Okay, I think I'm probably going to stop right there before it gets any worse. Or if it does get worse. The idea generally is you want to contrast so it's easy to read, but a lot of people get scared by color. You can imagine all the colors just as shades of gray. True. Okay, so we'll just re-export this to save. Yes, we're just going to replace grass new. There we go. And then we're going to delete the background here, because that's useless. Oh, right, and we should also make a grid too. Have it snap to that as well. And the reason why I'm doing a grid here is primarily because it makes it easier when you put it into the program. At least it knows which ones it's pulling from. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to try the same thing with my derp texture here. So I'm going to do the same thing over again with a light hit up with the gold, and then doing some red orange, which I forgot which one I was using. Oh no. Ah, shoot. Oh well, we don't need animation curves at the moment anyway. There we go. Rose wouldn't do it. Okay, I think that would be good enough. I don't want to make it too much of an eyesore. Huh, that actually kind of works. Cool. Now, of course, I just need to do this with the wall. Or at least two of the walls. And then... suppose we'd be golden. So, alright. Oh, and we also need a corner piece, too. Or at least two corner pieces. Better than this. There we go. Oh, actually, maybe I might just make this. There we go. And we're just going to delete that. There we go. And then we're going to go into layers, and then we're just going to try and do some grass up the wall. Well, actually, then again, maybe I could have done this a little bit smaller, huh? Oh, fine. If I'm going to have to move the whole frickin' block, fine, I'll move the whole frickin' block, but, you know, ain't gonna be too happy about that. There we go. And I just need this. You also need to remove our selection here. There we go. And then... so I'll get to work on this on a new layer. Okay, that would work. I believe that would work. We should have a flip tool in here, shouldn't we? Oh wait, no, we have a mirror setting inside this. Select, group, transform, there we go. Rotate. There we go. There we go. Okay, now. Okay, let's see if this works. Whoop, wait, where is... There it is. Oops. There we go. I think that's believable enough, or I hope it is. Okay, export. Well, 2 new. Takes more time to do something like this, but definitely possible with the hand-drawn style. Yep, agreed. Huh, that one appeared right where I wanted it. Now I just need to do the 2 corner pieces. Okay, let's see.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
That's lime green. I didn't want that. There we go. Oh, better make sure I get rid of my selection or else I'm gonna paint only in that selection. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Never. Ever, ever, ever. There we go. Okay, I think we got that. There we go. Okay, and then back into GIMP, and then we're going to add in our 2 new corner pieces. Give me a quick second. Gonna do some adjusting here. Okay. Just making sure there was no personal information over here. There we go. Okay, now we're just gonna Control H. Not this one. This one. Good grief. Not the semicolon. Actually 180, really. We're just gonna replace all instances with 160 since I went back to that. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go into game. We're gonna change ground texture to O. And we're just gonna call it ground text 1. Because it's easier to edit inside the editor. Alright, we're gonna see if this works. If this is cohesive. Ground text 1. Start. To be honest, that does look a lot better, though. I think I may need to reverse my tiles here, though. I mean, it still has a bit of that tiling effect, which I do not like. But at least it looks a little better. It's a little more appealing to the eye, at least. So, that's a plus. Okay, so basically what I got here is not a issue with the Huh, that almost works. Anyway, file, export to ground text 1, there we go, and then we'll try run it again. See if this works. Hopefully it doesn't do that. Well, it's still got that weird tidal effect going, but it looks a lot better than it did. That's for darn sure. I'm sorry, did I just phase through that wall? Okay. So it works, barely, but it works. I really wish I could create a top cap for the top of the level, but the biggest problem with doing that is more along the lines of well, actually, trying to do that would probably mean that I would have to use my last color in this map, which means that I would use every single color. Unfortunately, it's also going to be detecting that, too, as an object. Well, then again, it probably wouldn't really have to. But then again, it would also kind of ruin the effect of it. So I'm just going to go with this for now. Okay. Well, there is one thing I would probably do to this. Okay. I'm trying to work on a bit of an expanded color palette here, but right now, all it recognizes is black, red, blue, black, red, green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta, and white. That's it. Just the 8 colors. And black doesn't do anything. Transparent also is not a color either. But I am kind of working on a more advanced one. However, it ended up becoming more like I had to program this certain amount of times, and I didn't want to do it. Or at least not before the game jam, anyway. And by the way, yes, I did implement short hops too. Like I said, see, doing that is easy. It's looking pretty playable so far. Yep. I think I might turn this into actually a part of the game. Though, granted, I would like to update some of the textures so that they repeat a little better, but, you know. I've done a lot more than you have in terms of game stuff. Well, I haven't even begun to work on some of the concepts that I had in mind. Quite literally, I actually had ideas throughout the story where you're learning magic, and some of the abilities that you learn will also... Some of it will apply to combat, some of it will apply to traversal, and some of it can be mixed. Actually, one traversal move I actually had in mind was when you approach a very large gap that can't be jumped over. Basically, I actually kind of had an idea, kind of like, what did they call that in Metroid Dread? I think they might have had that in other Metroid games too, where it was like a flash shift, you know, where you're able to go from one area to another with Samus. Basic player gravity and nothing else in my engine. Ah. Well, maybe I might just take this as a sign of I'm getting better. I have learned a lot over the years, and time is a great teacher. Just like many other things. Ouch! I just bumped my head on a wall. Why are these bricks, like, non-existent? Like, I could just jump right through them? That's weird. Shine sparking! Yes, that's it! That's it! Yeah, something like that. Using it to get you across large gaps. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I think it's part of the momentum that's kind of screwing it up. Whoopsies. I'll have to figure that out later. Meantime, this is actually working pretty well, so... But yeah, something like Shine Sparking from Metroid. Another idea that I also had was a bit of a super jump. You're probably just checking if the player is above the top block, right? Well, actually, I'm detecting to see if the player is below the top block, because see, those blocks up there worked. I'm pretty sure that block up there would work too. Yeah, those blocks also work too. They aren't supposed to go through these blocks whatsoever. Or at least these solid dirt blocks anyway. But yeah, see that? I just went through those blocks when technically... Oh, wait. Okay, maybe the collision isn't perfect. But it's something I guess I can work on as I go along, right? Try to hammer out some of the flaws with the engine. But in other words, it's actually fairly solid right now. I mean... If I was like a modern-day AAA game developer, I would go like, hey, look, this is good, let's ship it. The camera at least doesn't look that bad now? Oh yeah. And the player is no longer jumping wildly because of it either. Took me a while to figure out how to do it, but, well, unfortunately I had to upload in two separate pieces of data for that. Where I originally wanted to have it as one file, it had to be split into two, which basically means this one for up and down, and then this one for left and right. But doing that the risk was worth it though, because it now is solid. Now it tracks the player without a problem whatsoever. And, of course, the player still has a little bit of freedom of movement within the center of the screen, which is always welcome. I basically need to start using a player that's separate than that yellow block, though, because it doesn't really necessarily match what I got going here, does it? I mean, it worked when everything else had the words test object on it, but now that nothing has the words test object on it, I'm probably gonna have to figure out something different. But I think I might use this as my base for developing the first part of the first area that you're going to be in, which of course I have an overworld map planned out right here. Yes, it is very tiny, but you know what? That's fine. It loads in really quickly, and it just tracks where the player is at a certain point in time. So, you know, we're going to start you off in the center of the map, and then of course that the player moves up to here, then of course it'll move, track you up here, track you down there, track you over there, track you over there, you know, that sort of thing. And then, of course, I also had an idea where there's a shop, and basically I was just going to plan on using, like, one tile for the shop and a certain tile set for it, so that way it saves on a lot of memory, and, well, it saves me a lot of time having to program it, too. But I will make it so that each shop has a reason to go to it, because they sell different items. And, of course, this would be the shop tile right here, and we'll keep track of which area you were in last, so... You know, weirdly enough, when you look at this from a distance, when you look at that tiny little square, I got a question. Do you see Donkey Kong? Like the original arcade Donkey Kong? I'll zoom it in just a little bit. It looks a lot like an old Donkey Kong level, doesn't it? But yeah, actually somebody was actually kind of impressed with the fact that I have image-based level loading here. And the coolest part is that I can edit this on the fly, and the engine will accept it. Like, quite literally, it will accept it and apply the changes, stat immediately. What the heck? I just hope I don't get sued by Nintendo. It looks like the Minecraft painting version. Pretty much. Alright, so basically what I need to do is I need to make this so that some of this has to be explorable when you come back to it. I actually kind of want to have my player start out in probably the very bottom corner here. And then we're going to have the player work his or her way up all the way up to here. And this being the transition to, like, the city part of the level, which actually is another thing that I kind of wanted to do with this and experiment around with this and try to have, like, instant loading. So basically, like, it will only load in the nature tiles when it needs the nature tiles, and then when you get into the more city-like part of the level, it will load in the city tiles instantly. And I kind of want to have it work in such a way where if you burned it onto an actual CD-ROM and put it inside the CD drive, it will load the level instantaneously, even if it's just reading off that CD-ROM, you know? I mean, granted, I know some people are going to be going like, oh yeah, that's impossible, and John, that kind of technology would be kind of obsolete because of SSDs, but whatever. This also works on slower computers, and, well, if you have a slower computer with an SSD inside of it, well, let's just face it, the SSD is about as fast as the computer that you put it into, you know? Look, I could put an SSD into this thing, but it's still not going to necessarily make it the fastest machine on Earth. It'd be a heck of a lot faster, though. But it wouldn't be, like, zooming! Where, honestly, it's like... Okay, let's face it, it would be like putting a V8 inside an old Ford Model T. And, you know, a car that wasn't designed to go fast and wasn't necessarily designed to handle a full-on modern-day V8 with all its torque and power. I mean, if you were to structuralize it and do all that stuff, then yeah, it would be able to handle a V8, but I don't think you would want to go very fast in it, and that's the thing. It just makes the data not corrupt? I suppose that would be the case. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Actually, I think that would... Yeah. Actually, I think you have a point there. It wouldn't make the data corrupt. And, of course, the good news is that basically doing that would also allow to keep the game as minimal as possible on the amount of RAM it uses, the amount of GPU, and the amount of CPU, which would still mean that it's fairly compatible with a wide range of PCs. Though, granted, I guess there are still uses for hard disks, though, because, I mean, even if SSDs have gotten a lot better with their read and write time, with how many times you can read and write to them, especially when it comes down to writing, making the whole writing thing obsolete because there's so much of it. The thing is that basically hard drives are still pretty useful, especially if you want to do like any serious gaming. Or, well, I would recommend putting your game on a hard drive anyway, on a standard, regular spinning disk hard drive. Use SSD memory as stored RAM as well? Yes. Oh yeah, and the hard drive is always cheaper. Yes, that is very true. It would probably be preferable to have like a physical hard drive along with your SSD, so that, you know, if your SSD were to just die because it got written to or written to way too much, then honestly, the good news is you still have your hard drive, everything's still backed up, you just need to replace the SSD, you know? And that's another benefit about having the hard drive, so hard drives aren't dead just yet. In fact, when it comes down to it, I actually did get a 2 terabyte hard drive to archive external files and videos for my YouTube channel. And I did it with an external closure because, well, let's face it, trying to buy a 2 terabyte external hard drive is really freaking expensive. So I had to go the cheaper route and go for something that had a slightly lower build quality, something a little more do-it-yourself, and I had to initiate the drive too. But it works out. It works for what it is, and honestly, I'm kind of happy with the little setup that I have right now. It works perfectly.